Thank you.
Number 23.
They said what time is it?
Which one are you starting with?
I'm just going to say,
Which one?
I'd like to say first that the team here did a great job, as always, managing their budget and their budget requests. We were given a target by the finance department. I think we met that target, and if you add all of our budget requests together, it's actually a reduction from 2011's budget, so we're down. So, shouldn't have any questions. We're good to go, right?
So the only change is the bottom line says a change of $23,000, but it looks like that's probably because of the health insurance changes.
There are some ups and some downs, but overall, if you add up the requests that we put in and you look at this year's budget, we actually are going to have less of a budget than we had in 2011.
What you're looking at is just maintenance. It's labeled recreation and maintenance, but it's just my part and Andrew. The other pages are different.
So there's no summary. Just correct.
There's no one piece of paper that has all 4 divisions on there.
It's probably because they change so often.
Well, it is hard to keep up with.
Hopefully you'll have a whole year of consistency next year. Andrew, I know that you were working on measures like new roofs and maybe some energy efficiency and things like that. Can you tell us about where those projects stand?
Well, we got a $300,000 grant for the energy efficiency. Originally, when we wrote the scope of the grant, we were hoping that we would be able to use that to leverage an energy audit for all government buildings. But GFA doesn't allow that. That's part of their grant funds. You have to do that entirely separate. So we may come back to that next year is what we're hoping to do.
So we're not doing anything with the $300,000?
No. We're just about done. By the end of the year, we should have 90% of that spent.
Doing what? That's what I want to know.
Oh, I'm sorry. Most of the cost went to energy efficiency rebates. We had a rebate program similar to the Georgia rebates where, if you have appliances, you have $100 off or $50 rebate for purchasing those appliances. That was a good chunk of it. The other lion's share
was... Is all that money gone now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, as of the end of August, I believe.
So our billboard's not up anymore, right?
Our billboard, I think, the last month that we paid for was last month.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it's down or not.
Good timing. Okay.
Yeah, it worked out very well. So that one, we spent all the money we had.
How much was that?
It was an $85,000 portion of that.
Okay. Okay. And so, but for our own buildings, did we use any of that money for
We did. The maintenance department already had an ongoing lighting replacement plan to go from T12 lights down to the more energy efficient T8. They just didn't have they had a plan all set out how many buildings they would do. They just didn't have the funds for it. So as soon as we got the grant, we plugged all the funds in, purchased, I want to say maybe $30,000 or $40,000 worth of lights off the top of my head that we've replaced at the OC building, at the admin building, the courthouse, all kinds of different buildings. And then what we did for the fire stations, we kind of took Fire Station 7, which is I think it's our oldest, one of our oldest fire station buildings. What's that?
Which location is
Rockbridge Road. It's headquarters.
Oh, okay. Headquarters.
And we did energy efficiency measures. We put in a solar thermal hot water heater. Okay. We replaced all of their lights, the interior, the exterior. We added programmable thermostats to swap that out. And then we have a bid that we just finished evaluating. We'll be coming back with an award recommendation to do solar photovoltaic to supplement a portion of the electrical cost. So that'll be kind of our energy efficiency model retrofit for the county.
Okay.
So
very good. And that'll take care of all $300,000?
Yes, there was an education element to it, and then we're also doing solar thermal hot water heaters at Fire Station 1 and Fire Station 5, and that'll take care of the rest of it.
All right, very good. David, will you talk about other small equipment and other supplies, or whoever?
Specifically in a certain area or just overall?
Just overall.
Overall.
What's in, because we look at it in summary, so what's in small equipment for all the stuff?
Weed eaters and blowers and shovels and rakes and all those things that we have to replace.
Right. Now, often often I hear that, when budgets are tight, that we should start closing recreation facilities because that'll help save money and stick to what we are obligated to do, which is protect the public and the basic services of maintenance and things like that. But can you speak to maybe why that's not the best option for us and really the little amount of money that we would save by doing that?
The primary reason is that if you close a recreation center, yes, you would save some expenses, but you would also eliminate revenue. Mm-hmm. We do get a pretty good size. It doesn't pay for itself totally, but we do, have quite a bit of revenue that comes through there with classes that we offer, swim, basketball, things like that. So you could close it and you might save some expenses, but you would also reduce your revenue. Okay. So it's not just an automatic, I'm going to save, $200,000 if I close.
Right. And sometimes people think if we close for a day, we're going to save a lot of money, but... Okay.
Not only that, when you talk about putting yourself in a position for economic development, when those industries come and look in your community, they look for quality of lifestyle issues. Mm-hmm. And if you don't have a quality of life, we just bike paths, walking paths, recreation, theaters, family environment things. So to close down a recreation facility, you create other issues. You also put our youth at risk because they're going to find something to do, and then you're going to keep the sheriff even more busy. So, good point, Commissioner. I think the recreation, even though it's not they say it's not a primary thing, but it's necessary. It's
for a healthy community.
For a healthy community.
I think it's more necessary during these tough economic times and in it, because you think about the stress and the pressure that people are going through. They need some type of outlet. And when you can't afford to go to a movie, maybe you can take a walk in the park, or go fishing or something, go swimming, or go to the ballpark and shoot around a basketball. Those kind of things make a difference. But I think what is really important is the position that we're in as a county when we talk about parks and recreation and all of those other auxiliaries that make it up, that we're not like a lot of other counties and a lot of other communities where we've got to consider closing parks and closing centers and whatnot that add to the quality of life. I'm just proud to know that as I was looking at your budget, there has to be some kind of magic dust. I think the commissioner was asking you in the beginning, tell us how you really were able to do this, because your numbers look really, really good. This says a lot about your leadership, your department, the team that you have sitting at this table, and all the people in your department that make it do what it do every day. How do you get here? I mean, because, Mr. Chairman, from a leadership standpoint, and yes, I'm blowing the horn of this team that's in front of us right now, because this is the kind of pilot leadership that we look for in all of our departments in Rockdale County. It's not easy to do this, but Mr. Smith, I'm going to shut up so I can hear from you. I really want you to tell us how you get the buy-in from your deputies and all those people that flank your leadership.
They have looked at expenses very closely with a fine-tooth comb. I mean, just any little thing that we could change that would save $10, $20, $50. They've done a great job in identifying those. Also, we've shifted some people around and put them in some different positions to try to take advantage of the hours that they're there. If we have a function that's being underserved and another function that I won't say seem to have excess amount of labor available, but maybe we can do with less labor there. We've tried to shift it over and help out in other areas. We've done, I think they've done a great job in not, in going as long as we possibly can without having to fill open positions. We generally just don't get in a big hurry to fill one until we absolutely have to. And we've eliminated a few things like the after-school program that did save us some money, and we haven't had any pushback from that. We have put a little bit of the onus on our youth groups. Some of the maintenance demands that they've normally leaned on us in the past to do. Right. We've met with those people and said, look, tough times, we're here to help you best we can, but we can't give you the level of service that we have. in the past, for the next couple of years, you're going to have to help us out. They accepted that and received that news well, I think, and we haven't had any issues there. So I want to say also, too, talk about closing parks and stuff. I think we're real fortunate in Rockdale right now that we have developed in recent years some recreation opportunities that don't cost a lot of money, like the 3 walking trails that we have at Johnson Park and at Parker Road and now at South Rockdale. If you go by Johnson Park any day of the week at any time, you'll see 50, 60 people out there walking on a clear day. And that's a recreation opportunity that doesn't cost the county a lot of money because we don't have to man it, every day and burn electricity and things like that. So we're fortunate there in that we've been able to offer other opportunities to recreate without, asking for more.
One of the things I noticed when I had the opportunity to go out with Ms. Roberts to the various locations of discovering places that I didn't know existed in the county, but she talked a lot about in your department, the makeup of your team is somewhat unique, that you are able to do a good amount of cross-training. She talked about how you all cross-training, and as you mentioned earlier, moving personnel from one area to another to offset the needs or to address the needs. And I found that to be very impressive. But the other thing, I specifically asked Ms. Roberts when out touring the different facilities, because we talked about increasing salaries and trying to find a way to increase our wages for our employees. You have a level of morale in your department that is really high, and it's been high even through these tough times. People are still motivated to come to work, get the job done. They're excited about their work, and that in itself says a lot, because oftentimes you read so many things in the newspaper about when people are going through tough times, morale is low because people are impacted in their households when there's not any money. But I found it to be quite different in your organization, where folks are really still energetic, enthusiastic about coming to work and getting the job done. It's a clear team out there. How do you foster that type of culture inside your organization? If you can just speak to that.
It's a testament to the people that sit up here with me. It's not me that does it. It's these people. But I think one of the things that helps is that in this department we do seem to have probably more than our share of longer-term employees, particularly on the maintenance side. Got some people that have been around a while. They've been through the highs and the lows and the changes and things like that. So, they're not. I guess they don't have a different slant on it. That some person that's only been here a couple of years and has only seen it the way it's been economically the last couple of years. So.
On that note, I'd like to, because I'm not sure for people watching, if you could introduce yourself. And tell us how long you've been with the county.
Good idea.
I'm Jackie Lunsford. I've been with the county. I'm Jackie Lunsford. I've been with the county for 19 years. I started as manager of senior services and became the director of senior services, and now I am the deputy director of recreation and senior services.
And where do you live?
I live in
Not your address.
No. I live in Conyers.
Thank you.
In Rockdale.
Sue Roberts. I've been with the county for 10 years, and I'm deputy director of maintenance.
And live in Rockdale?
No.
Oh, you don't?
No, I couldn't afford it when I moved to
David Smith, director of recreation and maintenance, 20-year employee, a 34-year resident of the county.
Thank you.
C.G. Baker, shelter manager, been here right at 6 years.
And live?
I live in Henry County.
I'm going to make everybody say that.
You don't have to say it.
Special projects for the county. I've been with the county about 5 years, and I live in Newton County.
Yeah.
I have a lot of
We have
land out
affordable
there.
housing now. But anyway, I want to recognize that point because of all the teams we have. This is one of those outstanding leadership teams that works well together, but also they've had the longevity and they have the belief in the people that work with them, and they're just really invested in our community. And, what I want people to remember is that every time we have turnover, whether it's in an HR department or another department, it costs us as a county, and not just the historical knowledge, but the day-to-day expenses of trying to get somebody up to par for what we need in Rockdale County. And I'm convinced that the great leadership skills are why you can bring in a budget that's actual instead of guesstimating what things cost. You guys actually have been through things and you know exactly what these things cost. And I applaud you for all the great work that you do because it's outstanding.
Thank you.
Very good. Is that it, Commissioners?
Thank you very much.
Thank you, David, team, David. Have a great day. Thank you.